I'm not doing well tonight.
We want to start that over? Let's start over. Hello and welcome to Movie Phone. Go ahead.
Stupid. Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of Wednesday night OWCP Chats with Chris and Gini. Hi.
What's up?
All right. Tonight, we're just doing round 2 of Q&A. We know last week a lot of you asked a lot of questions and we weren't able to answer everything. So, before we begin...
We're going to have to redo this whole thing.
Before we begin tonight, we're going to do a little housekeeping by Chris.
Yeah,
In the meantime, I'm going to go hop on so I could see your comments.
Where's your phone?
Right here.
Yeah, you better do that. So really the only one, there's a little bit. So we were just in Illinois at a live training that was awesome. We were almost invited to another live training, but then what did that get revoked? So now we're not doing that one. But the good news is we've got another 2 that we are doing. So there's several coming up. As we get close to the dates, we'll let you guys know.
Yeah, the next 2 will be for AFGE. We're actually going to 2 conventions, different, what is it, an agency within the agency?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, so we're really excited, and I think they said the first one in April is going to have over 170,000 AFGE members from all different crafts, right?
Yep.
So we're super excited. We finally get to meet a lot of you in person from AFGE. And if you didn't know, AFGE is the largest union with over 750,000. It's ran by Mr. Everett Kelly, a really good friend of ours. And today, they're starting to represent Red for Feds. This is just something that AFGE does, and we were lucky to get t-shirts from one of the locals here. So we're just here doing this again with AFGE.
All right. That's pretty much it. If you're here, hit the like, follow, and share button. If it takes you away from the page, just come back. We're not going anywhere.
Hello, Ron.
What's up, Ron?
Bama, Raj, Tammy.
Hey, Tammy.
Ruby. Okay, so we're doing our second week of Q&A because we didn't get to start last week. So, do we have any doctors in Tucson that do schedule awards?
So we have a doctor in Tucson. As soon as he's trained to do schedule awards, or someone in his office is trained, we'll let you know.
Yeah. Also, now is the time to click the follow. In this last week, I think I've seen a whole bunch of more people because everybody says, I don't get to see your lives all the time. It's a hit or miss. The reason you're having a hit or miss is because you're not clicking the follow button. Because if you click the follow button, you will get the notifications when we go live. So I'm going to start sharing myself. In the meantime, Chris will take over.
Yeah, not so much without somebody asking some questions for me to answer.
Can you see them from
No,
there?
you can't share there and ask questions at the same time.
Okay.
You have to share later.
Okay, so I will have to share later.
I can't see your questions.
Hello.
So right now it just says that some people are watching.
Kathy Jean, hello from Alabama.
Hey.
Nick said, my doctor said he would try to complete the necessary form for my schedule award. He needs a copy of a successful CA7 or whatever the form is.
He needs a copy of a successful CA7. Okay, so the only forms I can think of that your doctor who's doing a schedule award might need would be a CA17, maybe a CA20, along with probably more of your medical records. But talk to your doctor, but I don't think you meant 7. Probably 17 and 20.
Jeremy, good evening. Doug, thanks for your help. Cameron Crawford, after filing my CA1 and got approved for COVID continuation of pay, how long do I have to file a CA7B?
CA7B is for leave buyback. If, I guess you're saying that you were out on COVID and didn't use his own time, you have no time limit. So just whenever you can get it in.
Sheila said, why does it take so long to get your COP when you are injured at work?
Yeah, great question. So you want to make sure that you check box 15 on your CA1 as COP, that your supervisor put you in for COP, and you could even double check with your claims examiner to find out, but you should be paid regularly on COP.
Jeremy, yes, this is live. So you're on live with us. We do see your comment. Ruben says, so your closest on right now is Gilbert. So we have Gilbert, Arizona and Tucson, Arizona. Yeah. So I'm going to show you something. I'll flip this around.
Just unplug it.
Yeah, hold on. We're going to show you what our map looks like. So you guys could see. So we're trying to fill in. You see all those little red dots? We're trying to fill in the rest of the United States with that. So this is our map. So a lot of you will ask, where are your locations? And sometimes you'll see that I will just post the link straight to the map. So the link that I'm posting goes straight to this page. You don't have to click location or map. It just goes to the map. All right. Why did this happen again? All right. Let's see. Let me go back up. Dr. Suma is on from our Pinellas Park office. If anybody's in the Pinellas Park, St. Pete area, Clearwater, Tampa.
Give them a call.
Dr. Lee, Dr. K, and Dr. Suma, they're all a good group of doctors out there. So you have them. He put his information down so you guys can get it if you need that. Kimberly Strickland, how many times can you be denied before DOL stops reviewing consideration?
Never. As long as you get your reconsideration in within 12 months of each denial and you have new information to present, they'll continue to review it.
Jeremy Karskadin said, I have a question about mileage. If you go to a therapy appointment on a holiday, will you get paid for mileage?
Well, you can't get paid holiday and... Well, holiday's time. Holiday is your pay. Yeah, you should be able to get both. Sorry. You should be able to get mileage on a holiday. Why not?
Sheila said, how many hours does a PSE get pay on COP when injured at work?
The average of what your normal schedule is. Now, okay, unless you're working tons of overtime, they're probably not paying you for that.
Bama, I remember her from Charlotte, right? Yeah. How are you? She said, curious to know, I have OWCP. I keep getting statements from the USPS Disbursing Service Center again. They are like invoicing for something for each month. Does DOL pay my health insurance?
Your health insurance has to come out of your paycheck. If you're not getting a paycheck, then they're probably invoicing you for your health insurance.
Sheila said, what paperwork do you need to get COP?
You have to report your CA1 claim within 30 days of the injury. And then on your CA1 form on box 15, which is kind of like the bottom of the first page, you elect COP.
Kara, I was the one that's been communicating with you on Messenger. She said, hey guys, thanks for your help this week. I did call the Charlotte office, but have not heard back from Dr. Cox as yet. I am now ordered back to work based on DOL's second opinion doctor while I'm still under my treating doctor on no work status. What are my options? Accept modified job, which is back on the route with weight restrictions. Problem is with cervical rotation, flex ion, or deny and lose my benefits on my job.
All right, so that's a medical decision with you, but what they're saying is, can you go back to work at that level? I don't know enough about your case to answer the question, but if you want to give us a call, we'll be glad to talk about it.
Tammy, well, that's why I had told her to call the Charlotte office and speak to Dr. Cox, yeah.
But if we're going to do it.
Yeah, call them first. See if you call. I'll send Dr. Cox a text message and letting him know that you have reached out to him and you haven't heard anything back. So if he doesn't call you back by tomorrow, I will schedule you a time to talk to Chris. Tammy said, is there a difference between a schedule award and receiving compensation from OWCP?
Yeah, yes. So compensation is like your pay. And schedule award is a schedule award that comes from an impairment rating that happens sort of at the end of your case when you're at MMI. So they're definitely two different things.
Kimberly Strickland said, travel reimbursement. Is there a timeline for DOL, OWCP, review, travel, and payout?
Nope. As long as your case was ever approved, you can get reimbursed for that.
Victor, hello from
What's up?
Orlando area. Gilbert said, I'm a mail handler since 2016. I've been under work comp. There are times they create a job for me and the other unions always file a grievance. Which is their right? Any suggestions?
Well, the rules are that the post office has to find suitable work for you. The rule doesn't say that it has to find work within your craft. So that just becomes a union issue. And in my experience, they just work that out anyways.
Kathy Jean said, how will I get started with a schedule award?
Well, what do you think the answer is?
So you have to reach MMI with your doctor. MMI means maximum medical improvement. Once he's said that you are at MMI, then you're able to file a schedule award.
And one does that by getting an impairment rating based on the 6th edition to permanent impairment. Attach the impairment rating to a CA7 and send that in for your schedule award.
Nicholas, I'm not too sure if I was messaging you, but this sounds very familiar. I have about a 3-inch scar from a dog bite on the calf. Could I get a schedule award, or is there any recommended doctor in Greenville, South Carolina?
Okay, so yes, as I understand it, there is a schedule award for that. Your doctor can talk to you more about that. And Greenville, South Carolina is a big yes.
Yeah. Go on our map at federalinjurycenters.com, click locations, and then click map, and you'll find their office address and phone number. Douglas said, I found all my doctors myself and found doctor they did my schedule award. It went through quickly. Well, good for you.
Congratulations.
Hopefully it was with the 6th edition, Douglas.
Well, it went through quickly, so it must have been.
Yeah.
That's excellent.
Judy said, Dr. K is awesome.
Yeah, right?
Judy, we hope to see you at their open house on the 30th of March. So start telling your friends about that. They'll be passing out flyers soon. Brenda said, what number to call for medical disability?
So I'm not sure what the phone number is, but if you go online to www.opm.gov, that's Office of Personnel Management, that's who you're looking for. It's the opm.gov.
Cameron Crawford said, yes, I use days for COVID and I'm trying to get my days back. I got approval for a prescription card for cost and it was filed with COP, but my days haven't been credited back, making sure I didn't miss the time frame for the CA7B to get the days.
Yep, you definitely didn't miss any time frames. You're good to go.
Sheila said, I am guaranteed 4 hours a day and that is what they want to pay, but I have over 10 hours a day. How many do they pay me?
I'm thinking it's the 4. If there's other rural carriers on here that are more familiar with how to answer that, if I'm wrong, will you just correct me? No problem.
Sherry said, hi, Chris and Gini, message sent with question.
All right, we'll take a look.
Sheila said, if eComp is showing your CA7...
Not showing. If eComp is not showing.
Oh, not showing your CA7 and nobody will put it in for me to get paid. What can I do?
Fax it. Airmail it. Pigeon. Whatever. I'd find a way to get it there. Some other way if it's not working on eComp.
Ron Speakman. DOL does take out for your insurance. I've been through this. They give you a statement with what they out, and you can give them that to Egan. Also, please talk to your shop steward. File a cease and desist till Egan and DOL sort this out so you don't go into collections. You can also print out proof that DOL paid on eComp that you can give Egan and your supervisor. Wow. So who's Egan?
Sounds like a pretty good dude.
Yeah, I know. Jeff says, how long does it take to get paid? Got approval letter and letter regarding that payments will be direct deposited.
It should be as frequently as your standard paycheck. If you're not getting paid, talk to your union, talk to your supervisor, and see what's going on.
Yep. Mary, hey. She said, hey.
Hey.
Tammy is on tonight, guys. So those of you that have been asking about the the Greenville, South Carolina office, There's Tammy. She put her information on there. She said, hey there, Tammy here from Millstone Federal Injury Centers in Greenville, South Carolina. We'd like to help everyone we can. Message me with any questions or call our office. So she did put her phone number on there. I'm going to be working on their Facebook page. You can either message her here and grab her phone number, or you can private message her on her Facebook page, which is Tammy Millstone. Janice Spencer, if an injury occurred in August 2021, can a CA1 still be filed? If so, will COP still be allowed once it's submitted?
So yes, it can still be filed. You have 3 years from the date of injury to file it, but you had to have filed within 30 days to get COP. So that's gone, but you can still file.
Yeah, you have 3 years. 1, 2, 3 years to file any of your CA1 claims. Tammy says, how do you get an impairment rating? My ortho has no clue about MMI.
Well, so first of all, I should point everybody to federalinjurycenters.com and go to the Schedule Awards and OWCP page if you want to know more about what I'm about to say. But how you get a Schedule Award is your doctor's got to place you at maximum medical improvement. So it's a medical decision. And once you're at MMI, you get a 6th edition impairment rating. Then you attach the impairment rating to a CA7 and send that in to OWCP and to hopefully get paid.
Here, read this one because it's long.
Okay. It's going to work out good. You guys talk amongst yourselves.
All right, guys. Chris is still working on the 3rd book. And we're waiting on the part from Eric Blauer still. He's actually writing the portion, I think, about Schedule Award or third-party accident, one of the two. So if you're looking for the book or any of our gear, go to breakingowcp.com and you can get that stuff there. And don't forget, if you're looking for any of our locations, go to federalinjurycenters.com, click locations, then map.
I'm going to have to get to that one after I can reread it a couple of
Okay.
times. So
Celia,
when you have a message and it's like super long, sometimes I have to really think about it. So Celia, I'll answer that question as soon as we're finished and I can go back and read it, get that answer to you. So watch out for that.
Yeah. Peggy says, does OWCP have to give approval for my doctor's choice for impairment rating?
No. And you know what? Your
Hold on. I'm still reading.
OWCP will be hard pressed to find a doctor who will do them by the 6th edition anyways.
My orthopedic doctor said he could do it. I sent it in. It was denied. Does Federal Injury Centers in Forest Park, Georgia do impairment ratings? Yes, they will in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Dr. Cooper said they should be ready to go. I will, or Chris, one of us will definitely announce it like he did the other day, last week sometime, with Dr. Rue in Gilbert, Arizona, that's doing the Schedule Award. So we'll definitely announce it. But if you give them a call, they will set you up for an appointment for it.
Yeah, for sure.
And that is in Forest Park, yes. Sheila said, what do a letter carrier do if they've been robbed 2 times while carrying the mail? Is that a claim? If so, a CA1 or CA2?
Okay, well,
Definitely a claim.
I'm not sure what the condition is. So if there's a physical condition, it's a CA1. It sounds like a CA1, but that would be something we'd have to talk in more detail about just to confirm that.
Yeah, Sheila, so if you want to message us privately after the live is over, just copy and paste this message and send it on over there to us.
Yeah.
Kathy Jean said, will you be in Alabama? Are you talking about for like a meet and greet open house? Because we have 3 Alabama locations, Montgomery,
4.
Bessemer, Anniston, and Phoenix City.
Yeah.
Those are our 4 locations. Again, if anybody's looking for our locations, go to federalinjurycenters.com, click locations, and then map. Kyle, if I have an existing injury and since my demotion, my job is far more labor intensive and I'm re-aggravating the injury, is there a chance for me to file some sort of disability claim?
So you have a lot of options there. I recommend talking to your doctor about it. But, first of all, if your job is aggravating an existing condition, you could file for a recurrence. Okay. You may even have a new condition that you can get help with. Disability is a whole other thing. It's saying that you just can't ever do that job ever again. So I think we're talking about 2 different issues, and we'd be happy to help you with, either one.
Johnny Utah.
What's up?
Question, while being on OWCP, are there any tax exemptions? For example, exemptions on property taxes or tax write-offs for disability work comp attorney fees?
I don't believe so. Sorry about that. Never heard of it before.
Brent Ballard, I have a current open approved USPS DOL claim as of March 3rd, 2021. I didn't get my back pay and sub pay until
Subsequent pay.
until late May, about 10, 11 weeks.
So there's not really a question there,
So I wonder if he's asking how to get it back. I didn't get my back pay. Yeah.
Until late May, so he did eventually get it. Okay.
Leah said, I turned in my CA7 for COVID. I see his fill the paperwork out. I have not seen anything. What do I need to do?
I turned my CSO for COVID. Let's see. So you need to let your supervisor know they need to go and open their email and fill out the paperwork, and that they have 10 days to get that done from the date you filled it out. If they don't do it, you need to consider filing a grievance.
Oh, Egan is the payroll company.
Oh, we're way behind on the questions.
Sheila, they don't take fax or email. They say they don't see it on eComp. What can be done?
Yeah, but they didn't say they don't take carrier pigeon.
Your what?
Carrier pigeon. I mentioned that earlier.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know what to tell you. eComp is supposed to be the way to do it, And when you upload something, it gives you a DCN number, which is, it's called document control number, along with the date and time that you uploaded something. If you have upload it and you can prove the DCN, they should be able to find it, So maybe try it again. Because if they're not going to take fax or any of that, or carrier pigeon, look what you did. I don't even know what you're laughing at.
I don't know either.
All right, let's go.
Oh gosh, no, I lost there. Is there an impairment rating doctor in Houston, Texas?
Not that I'm aware of. Sorry. You'd have to Google that.
Dr. Cooper is on. He is in our Phoenix City and our Atlanta office.
What's up?
Somebody escaped. I'm looking because Gizmo escaped.
Our dogs are always trying to get in. I cannot sit here without Gizmo just scratching on the door to get in.
So he told my son to take him to the room. So that's why I said, he escaped because he came all the way from the room.
Gosh.
All right, and then Dr. Rue. Sorry, we are so off tonight. Dr. Rue is located in Gilbert, Arizona. He is the one that does the scheduled awards.
Yep.
I know I came out of my thread and I'm jumping around. So if I didn't answer your question, please re-put it down.
And Dr. Rue is in Gilbert, which is sort of a suburb of Phoenix. If you're in that area, say hi to Dr. Rue.
And then those of you that were asking about Georgia, as you can see, Dr. Cooper is on there. He's the one that in about 2 weeks or so, you guys can start getting a schedule award. Again, he will let me know when it is so I can announce it on Facebook.
That's right.
Nick, you folks need to come to Pittsburgh. As soon as we get a doctor.
I hear winter is ending soon.
Yeah, as soon as we get a doctor. Kimberly Strickland, hi. First rule of Fight Club is?
Don't talk about Fight Club.
Why? What is that?
I don't know. It's a movie.
Janice Spencer said, thank you. The August 2021 injury is a new employee who management is dragging their foot on. The employee reported the injury in January 2022 since they're out of the CA1 window. Does that mean no payment until the case is approved and OWCP pays kicks in?
Yes, unless they have sick and annual leave they can use right now. Unless they can go to work. And, I always teach this. The surest way to get paid is to clock in. So there is that option as well.
Johnny Utah, you're welcome. Sheila said, what is the difference between regular retirement, OWCP retirement, or medical retirement?
Okay, so regular retirement is, you hit retirement age and you retire. There's really no such thing as OWCP retirement, but that would direct to medical retirement, which is more of disability retirement that comes from the Office of Personnel Management. That type of retirement just says you can't do that job anymore. You can maybe go do some other job. So you would be disabled from that position.
Bobby, is my doctor the only one that has to do my MMI, or can I get another doctor to do the MMI? He wants me to do a procedure. I don't want before he gives me one. I don't want one before he gives me one.
You definitely can find another doctor to do it.
Oh, Brent, my comment was to reply to somebody else. Okay,
Oh,
no
okay.
problem.
Right.
Gloria says, love Dr. Cooper.
Yeah.
Everybody loves Dr. Cooper. Did you guys see the post that he did? I posted it on Wednesday Night Chats, and if you didn't, after the live, go take a look
The video
at
around
his
the office,
office. It is a spectacular, huge office, and he's adding so many more things in the office. So if you haven't seen it, go take a look at it after the video.
Yep.
Carol said, write down the DCN number on the back of your documents to keep it up.
Good call.
Miss Fletcher, when do you request a schedule award?
You don't request a schedule award. Instead, your doctor says you're at MMI, maximum medical improvement, and the doctor says it's time to do an impairment rating. You attach that impairment rating to your CA7 and check schedule award and turn it into DOL.
Marty says, we have an orthopedist in McKinney that does schedule awards.
Yeah, that's a new thing, sir. Yeah, that's a new thing. Gizmo's here digging now. Now that he's in, he's trying to dig all the way to China. Always.
Jackie Bush said the closest one to Houston or Austin area, which is where I live, is up in Dallas, Fort Worth, and McAllen.
Yeah, that may be.
It's McKinney, right?
No, there's McAllen also.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that may be.
Annetta, can I have Dr. Rue's number? I live in Las Vegas. Dr. Rue, if you're still on here, can you please give Annetta Taylor your phone number? If not,
I can probably do it.
Chris will read it out, Annetta. If you have a pen, grab your pen. Carol, you said, can I go out of state for my impairment rating or MMI? Yes, you can go out of state for your impairment rating and MMI. Annetta, the phone number to Dr. Rue's office is 480-304-5152. He also has a Federal Injury Centers of Gilbert, Arizona Facebook page, so you can always message him there as well. Thank you. Sheila, how often do you have to turn in a CA-17?
Well, anytime your ability to work changes one way or the other, the doctor says you can lift more, or your pain is less, or whatever else. It's based on medical necessity, so it changes when medically needs to change. You can do updates periodically. Your supervisor is going to ask for them anyway, so you can always have your doctor write one for you once a month or whatever the doctor thinks is appropriate.
Jose Mesa says hello.
Hey.
Jackie Bush said, I'm still trying to get my case approved, third time appealed. I've been told by the FCW doctor that their narrative report and the one that I wrote was very detailed, but this hasn't gotten my case approved. You need to file for reconsideration, number one.
Yeah, and then let's read the denial letter and see what they denied it for. And then let's read the letter the doctor wrote and make a comparison and see what the problem is.
Anytime any of you guys are messaging us, it's okay. And if you say that you got a denial, if you can, upload your denial letter because I'm able to see why it was denied. And then that way I could tell you exactly, what the next thing you need to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jackie, file a reconsideration because like Chris says, if you keep clicking, what is it, appeal?
Reconsideration.
No, the other one where they just review their stuff. Review of written records.
We're not doing that one.
No, I'm telling them not to do that.
Don't do that. Just reconsideration.
Carol said, need the doctor's name and phone numbers. Okay, the doctor's names and phone numbers, because there's so many. Just go to federalinjurycenters.com, click locations, and then maps. All the doctors and all the office address and phone number is on there.
Yeah.
Jeremy said, do you know anybody that does impairment ratings in Alabama? Dr. Cooper.
Yep, he's in Phoenix City, which is almost Georgia, but that's one, and then we're working on it in another office as well.
Marty said, Dr. Rue's an amazing new office, great staff, brand new, huge rehab area, and has an orthopedist on staff. Look at that. Dr. Rue has an orthopedic specialist on staff.
Thank you, Joe. That's Joe.
I know.
He's good with that stuff.
Yeah, but it's Marty.
Yeah, it's Marty. Right.
Sheila, if there is not a schedule award doctor in Houston, what do the Houstonians do? I like that, the Houstonians.
Okay, so let me be clear. I'm not saying there's not a federal award doctor or an impairment rating doctor in Houston. I'm saying I don't have one or know of one. So go to Google and search OWCP schedule award doctor. And you'll probably find one in Houston.
If not,
I'd hate for you to have to drive 4 hours to get an impairment rating.
If not, go to Dallas.
That would be 4 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michelle says, can you see a doctor for a schedule award out of state? I'm from Pittsburgh, got an impairment rating.
Yeah, people fly cross country all the time to get these done.
Nick said, I have to go on Social Security. How does that affect my COP monthly checks?
I don't believe that you're going to get the double dip there. So you'll want to call the Social Security office and call your claims examiner and, find out what's going to happen. But I think they're going to make you choose one. And it's probably Social Security, but I'm not an expert in that. That's why I'm saying you should call and ask.
Who pays for impairment ratings?
Department of Labor is the payer for everything that happens inside of federal workers' comp.
Miss McNeil, I will, if you can message me this question that you sent on here, I will answer it after the live, or Chris, one of us will do that. Schedule award doctors in Chicago.
Working on it.
Marty says, Dr. Guido is a specialist in reconsiderations. Sheila says, why do reconsiderations take so long?
Well, you got to consider there's 2.8 million federal employees that can all potentially have an injury, and there's a micro fraction of that of claims examiners. So they may get backed up a little bit. And I would try to be patient. Sometimes that's hard. It's like always hard for me, but they got a big job, the claims examiners.
Tammy said, any doctors in the Pittsburgh area?
Not yet.
But there's one in, what's the name of the city, the one?
Roysford. But hey, clearly Joe's on here watching, so Joe, people want Pittsburgh.
Carol said, Jackie Bush, you said there's a doctor in Dallas, Austin, and McAllen.
So I don't have any doctors in Austin and McAllen. Sorry. Not yet.
So we have in McKinney, Bedford, and Dallas, yeah. How long before North Carolina has an impairment rating doctor?
Well, our doctor in Charlotte is on the path to getting trained, so we'll let you know.
Johnny Utah, while being at an OWCP and recovering from a left shoulder surgery, I have had issues on my left side of my neck. Do I need to file another CA1 for the left side of my neck? The reason I ask is, while being in physical therapy, the physical therapy office billed OWCP for my shoulder and my neck, and the bill was denied. So now the office is billing my OWCP approved shoulder claim.
And that's how they get paid. If you also have a neck condition now that results from the shoulder, that's called a consequential condition. And your doctor will need to write a letter to the claims examiner explaining why the neck injury is related to the shoulder injury. Consequential means, but for the shoulder, there would be no neck problem. And so your doctor's got to write that narrative. They'll add that diagnosis then to your existing claim with your shoulder.
Alberto Rivera said, I have 2 approved cases, need help to get retired, can't perform as before. Go ahead.
Yeah.
You can Alberto, just go ahead and message us after the chat's done. You go, you could either private message me on my Facebook page, Gini Helms, or you can message me here on the Wednesday night OWCP chats once the video is over.
Yeah.
Okay, Holly Pelton. Hi, y'all. Question. OWCP 957 medical travel request. I live 400 miles round trip to Charlotte's treatment center. I've kept all my receipts. Will OWCP refund me? I'm going there twice a week.
So, generally speaking, any miles driven above 100 round trip are going to require pre-authorization, meaning an approval in advance from your claims examiner. So before you send that in, I would certainly call your claims examiner and ask if you're going to get paid so that you don't have to wait in suspense.
You're so chill. Janice said, is the leave buyback the CA7B form, and is that uploaded in eComp or the local claim rep?
Yes, and eComp is the way to go, but your supervisor is going to have to fill out that second page of the CA7.
Sheila said, I'm on OWCP and got denied for compensation, so I had to pay for my health myself. Now I'm approved, so how do I get the $3,000 back that was paid?
Yeah, so an OWCP 915, and all the forms can be found at the OWCP Forms tab of federalinjurycenters.com. But the 915 form is what you need. You fill it out and attach all of your receipts and turn that in to OWCP, to your claim examiner.
Hey Sherry, you said watching the live with filtering is painful. I'll watch the video tomorrow to listen for my answer to my question. Thank you, Chris and Gini, for all you do. If that's happening to you guys, what I notice is like when I'm watching other people on their Facebook lives, just come out of the live all the way and the page and then go back in if that's what's happening. Normally that works, but
What
I'm
does
sorry.
filtering mean?
Like it's just doing whatever. Carol said, Dallas, here I come for my MMI and schedule award.
All right.
Jackie Bush, yeah, I know. I was telling Sheila that there's one here in Austin. Okay. Yu, hey guys, got COVID at the end of December. Applied for eComp Summit, was approved. I just got back to work. They won't pay me COP. The nurse never called me. Any advice? My work wants a doctor's note from my primary care, so they haven't paid me.
Yeah, right away you need to go ahead and file a CA7 just so you can get those days paid a lot faster. Because you're also going to have to file a grievance for them not letting you have your COP. I just had a conversation with Eric Blowers about that on Saturday, about that very thing. And that's what he was saying. So you need to go ahead and file a CA7 for LWOP for your time off, attach your documentation to it, but then file a grievance for not getting COP because you're definitely well within your right to have it.
Carol and everybody else, any of the doctors that somebody says that they're in a certain city or state, they are all on our website. So just go to federalinjurycenters.com, click locations, and then maps. CM Rit, can you file a CA2 for tennis elbow or the job duties making it worse? Are there doctors in Virginia? Yes, there are doctors in Virginia.
Actually, that's a yes to every question he asked.
Can you file a CA2 for tennis elbow? Yes.
Yes.
Or the job making it worse?
Yes.
Alberto Rivera said, thanks. I will contact you guys. Okay, great. Stephanie said, what does develop mean on a CA7 decision?
It means they're probably about ready to pay you. Because it's under development when they haven't made a decision. Developed means they have made a decision. So let's cross our fingers that that decision is to pay you and not deny you.
Sheila, you said, I need an MMI and the DOL won't pay for it. If I pay and use my personal insurance, will I get reimbursed for it? But when I tell you this is an on-the-job injury, they don't want to help me. What can I do because I'm hurt?
So Department of Labor should approve an impairment rating. Doctor just has to go in and do a pre-authorization for one CPT code, which is a billing code. So that might be something we can help with just all by itself. If your case is accepted and your doctor says you're at MMI, then you have a right to get an impairment rating and the doctor gets paid for that. So why don't you send us a private message, I think, and let's figure out what happened there. That shouldn't be happening to you.
Kathy Jean said, please explain to me how to get my insurance paid. Been off for a year and my insurance company is saying they will cancel my health insurance.
Okay, so OWCP has no way to get your insurance paid. This is something I see coming up a lot where someone's off of work, they're not getting paid because their claim's not accepted yet, and their insurance still needs to get paid. So talk to your union about that to see what they can do to help you out, and also talk to the insurance company.
This is not good. Jana says, in our facility, we had a major COVID outbreak, and now a majority of them have approved cases, and they are requesting their leave buyback. The manager is threatening to write them up for requesting the buyback and won't fill out the CA7B. What can they do?
Get that in writing, that the manager refuses to do it. Definitely have the union file a grievance, and I don't know, it sounds like you're not being treated fairly, so that might be an EEOC as well.
Sheila said, my doctor passed and they are asking for medical documentation from my doctor that has passed. What can I do? They have records.
Yeah, so explain how they can get their records.
So what you just need to do is just call your doctor's office and sign a medical release for your entire chart. So when they ask you, when you have to fill out the paper, just write entire chart, and that'll give the doctor everything. whether it was a primary care or a DOL doctor, they'll send everything either to you or the doctor that's requesting it. You said thank you, hi from California.
Hey.
Angela said thank you for your consistency and informing and educating federal employees.
You're very welcome.
You're welcome.
Very welcome.
Marty Afante, what does pending supervisor review mean on eComp?
Well, it means your supervisor hasn't finished page 2 of their form yet, or of your form, that is.
Bonkeisha, what happens if you were denied work comp and off work because of it? In the interim, if you get a job outside of federal government, do they still have to pay you for the time you were not allowed to work?
Not necessarily.
First, you need to get your claim approved.
Yeah, but even at that point, if you're working at the same time that you were off of work, then they're going to ask, well, why weren't you just working here? Why were you working there? So it could be sticky. I'm not saying impossible, but it could be.
Yeah, if you want, go ahead and message us, and you should check out our website to see if there's any doctors close to you so they can fix your denial as well. Stephanie says, eComp was requesting my year's gross at time of injury minus overtime. I have no idea if they got the information to calculate my pay. Oh boy.
Yeah, your claims examiner might be able to help you with that. That's where I'd start, I guess. That's who pays you.
Alice said, I noticed that my sick leave was used for my first 2 weeks after my injury, even though I indicated on the CA1 form that I want to use COP. The person said she will give me 10 days only, and if my case gets approved, then I'll get the rest. Is that right? And when can you say file a grievance? How do I file a grievance?
Okay, so no, that's not right. You're eligible for up to 45 days of pay, not up to 10 if the supervisor thinks you're hurt bad enough. That's ridiculous, and it's definitely not in the rules. So file a grievance on that. How do you file a grievance? Well, you got to go to your union and ask. So you need to know who a union rep is.
Sheila said, is a stress claim hard to get approved?
No, it's not hard to get approved. No more difficult than any other claim. It just depends on the medical information.
So a lot of you guys keep asking us about anxiety, stress, being threatened, and all the scary stuff that deals with your mental health. This is what you need to do. This is what we were told. So this is what you do. You file your claim. Do they file CA1 or CA2? Well,
depends on how it happened.
Yeah, like say today somebody did something and you just got anxiety today, well, you file a CA1. But if it's ongoing, like they keep saying with the...
it builds up over time. It's a CA2.
Somebody harassing you, you do CA2. Then, whether you use your health insurance, hear me out, or you get a doctor, a psychiatrist, a counselor, or a therapist that will take DOL or take your insurance. Mm-hmm. You see them for 2 to 3 visits. Then you find a DOL doctor, like one of our doctors, to collaborate your notes, write the narrative, and send it to DOL. Unless
your psychiatrist or your mental health doctor writes fantastic notes, then you can use those instead, all by yourselves.
There's a doctor here in Clearwater, actually, named Dr. Booten. I mean, his appointments are like 3 to 6 months out because he is a psychiatrist and he does work with DOL. So he writes his own narratives, and I heard they get accepted. Yep. So, and yeah, okay. Next
question.
I'm a union rep, LOL. It's okay. I'm trying to see what directions to go in with the CA7B situation. Thank you so much.
The CA7B is for leave buyback. I'm not sure which 2 directions you're considering. I would definitely need some more information than that, but it sounds like there's a claim that's been accepted and you want to get back sick or annual leave. So definitely a CA7B, but you may need a 7 and 7A as well. It's a little bit of a complicated answer, especially not knowing what 2 directions we're talking about.
Yeah, if that didn't answer your question, you could message us and we'll answer the question.
Happy to help.
Cherise says, I was forced to work part-time gig jobs while waiting for my case to be approved, but didn't make a lot. Is there any way to get the pay difference in lost wages?
It's possible with the CA7 that you could. You're going to have to account for all the wages you did have during that time. And then you'll need a medical narrative explaining how what you did on that part-time job was within whatever restrictions you would have had at your regular job, assuming that it was.
Carol said, can I do another CA7 for pay increase with my job? We got a cost of living on our paycheck charts.
You can, but as I understand it, if you're not back at work, you're going to be stuck at the original pay when you were originally injured.
Tammy, all you have to do is give us a call at 877-787-OWCP. Those calls actually go to me directly. If I don't answer, it's because I'm on another call or trying to answer somebody else's message. You'll get a text message from me that says, hi, it's Gini from Federal Injury Centers. I'm on a phone call. Please text me, because I'm able to text you as I'm listening to what I'm supposed to be listening to. So the number is 877-787-OWCP, or you can message us on the Wednesday Night Chats Messenger. Marty Afante say, I'm now past 30 days for COP. What can I do now? Injury occurred January 28th.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing you can do if you have to be out of work is use your sick and annual leave. But the surest way to keep getting paid is to stay on the clock. So if you're able to work, go for it. As long as there's restrictions that are your doctor puts in place that are safe for you, that'd be the best way to do it. But other than that, it's sick and annual leave, and you'll have to get that back later on with the CA7.
Being that it takes so long to get your claim approved, does DOL give a hardship loan? Does OWCP give a hardship loan?
No, they don't. Sorry.
Judy said, a new contract was just signed. Do we get the payback for our raise?
I understand that it's a new contract. I don't know the answer to your contract question. I'm really sorry, but I'm not in the union. We just love the unions. I don't know about your contract, especially the new one.
All right. So you said you need a doctor in South California. That's pretty south to me.
That's as south as we can go.
Yeah, we have one in Redondo Beach. So if you go on our website, that's the only one we have. It looks. I'm looking at the map. It looks pretty south to me.
Yeah, well, it's in Los Angeles County, so it's far enough south. But it's a great office, beautiful location, well-trained doctors, nurse practitioner, medical doctor, and chiropractor working together. Yeah. So go check them out if it's if it works out for you.
Ron said, EEO, call your congressman and have their constitutes submit an inquiry for USPS.
Ron knows what he's talking about. He's been there and done that.
Amanda says, my postmaster refuses to put in my COP. I'm at 45 days now.
You got to file a grievance and file an EEO claim.
Sheila says, on a stress claim, do you still have a 5... What? Compensatory damages? If so, what are the 5 damages?
So I don't have the 5 damages on a stress claim memorized. Sorry. But send us a message and we'll get into it and help you out.
This is a cute question. Let's see if somebody else could answer it. Jackie Bush says, if I go to an FIC clinic, will that help my case? We're waiting to see what you guys would say. We can't say yes, it's going to help it. No, it's not going to help it.
I can.
But Chris,
it'll definitely help.
It'll help.
It'll help. Because let me tell you what. The worst case scenario is that nobody can fix your claim because maybe you did something wrong, you didn't file it on time or whatever. So that's the worst case scenario, that nobody can fix it. If that's the case, coming to one of our offices can't hurt you. Outside of that, there's no way that a legitimate, timely filed claim shouldn't be approved.
Oh, Janice Spencer said, I was talking about my previous comment with the manager not wanting to fill out the CA7Bs in our facility and threatening to write up the employees. Chris said then, you need to go to the union. I was laughing because I am the union rep.
Oh.
You're such a dork.
Well then, what's her name?
Janice.
Janice, I just recommend you consult with yourself and see what you want to do.
No, what does she do?
No, really, that was what you do.
Oh.
You gotta, in those cases, there's not a lot else you can do.
So she was laughing too.
Yeah.
Stephanie, we don't know why we're giggling so much tonight. Stephanie says, I only made Cornish game hens. My OWCP doctor asked where I get so much information and wanted your guys' info. Thanks for all your help.
Yeah. Have him give us a call.
Stephanie, have him email Joe, Joe, at federalinjurycenters.com, just like our logo says, and then and have the doctor contact Joe. Joe is the one, he's actually on here, that looks for all the locations. So Joe asked for me to ask you all, as you guys see that posted that post yesterday. What locations do you want us to be in? Take it away, because Joe will take a note tonight. Eliza Sanchez, why does being on OWCP affect your raise and your retirement?
Because those are just the silly rules they have. There's not a good answer for that. It's just that happens to be the rule.
Johnny Utah, if my agency sends me a letter and is trying to medically retire me, while I'm still recovering, also getting ready for another procedure to have my left shoulder, do I have to take the medical retirement?
No, I don't believe you do. You're going to need a doctor to write a narrative explaining that he or she thinks you're still going to keep getting better and there may be a chance you're going to get back to work.
Jackie Bush, remember you asked the question if you should go to FIC, if you want to go to a FIC, will it help? And Misty Alexa says, yes, it helps your case tremendously. Jeremy says, so a question about the pay. If you got a pay increase due to cost of living or step increase, and I'm back to work on a limited job offer, I can get an increase from Department of Labor. My pay doesn't stay the same from the day of injury.
Okay.
Madeline said, it helped my case.
Read that one.
This Ron is great and a man of his word about getting with you. I appreciate him as you all as well.
Thank you, Jackie. Ron is a good dude.
Yeah, he is. Well, Ron, kidding.
Is he?
I know. Sheila, I have a lot of questions to ask you. Do you charge if I ask questions? This is not a Wednesday night. I have questions doing my work hours. Can you help? Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You can either message us here on the messenger, or you can give me a call at 877-787-OWCP.
And it's free. Okay, so
yeah, all the
call
advice is free.
Call anytime.
Kathy Jean said, please put your number in the chat. 877. Okay, it's there. Tammy says, I was injured on a night shift, but I'm on the day shift detail now. What rate would I get paid at? I'm saying date of injury. My stupid advisor is saying it's the detail rate. I'm losing night differential and Sunday premium.
Okay, so go talk to your union rep about this and get clarification. I know for sure that if your pay was less, they'd be going on date of injury pay. So it sounds reasonable that if it was more, they'd be going on that one. But go to your union and check that out, because it sounds like you're not being treated fair.
Ms. Hell said, my case was approved. Can I resign after I reached MMI to work somewhere else? Also, my doctor recommended surgery and waiting for an approval, but I don't want to get it done yet. Can I postpone the surgery for further? Yes,
to all of that, actually. Every bit of that, yes. You can, after MMI, you can change jobs if you want. It won't affect your ability to get help through workers' comp, and you can delay or deny any surgery anytime.
Sheila said, thank you so much. I have to go now. Guess what? I have a hot date tonight. Will you enjoy that hot date? Write down, if you guys can see the little pin, the little blue pin. I pinned it down below. That's the phone number. And yeah, so I know what's going to happen tomorrow. My phone's going to be blowing up right at 6 a.m.
They're on their third cup of coffee by 6 a.m.
Yeah, I know. Tammy Wilkes said, Pittsburgh, Joe.
Let's go, Joe.
Joe, come on. Let's see. I believe you can file CA7 for the difference pay. Ron, right. Joe, Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, Joe.
All right, so we're coming down to the end of our chats. So if those of you that are on here, they look like some new folks on here, which welcome. I saw we had a lot of new followers just in the last couple of days. I think it's like another additional 100 followers, which is cool.
Hey, look, tell all your friends. Please, seriously, tell all your friends that we're doing this on Wednesday nights at 8 Eastern time, because there's people out there that need our help. I've got this slide in a union presentation that I do that's essentially someone's friend saying, why didn't you tell me about that? And someone else saying, I wish I would have known you 5 years ago. So tell somebody else now so that 5 years from now, they don't say, I wish I would have known about you then. So help someone out. Don't let them be alone.
Okay. Anything that has to do with you guys' pay, we really don't know what to say about really the pay, especially this new pay thing that you guys are talking about. So you will have to ask your union, because we don't get involved with that type of help.
Look, we'll try. We'll always try to help you, but sometimes we may not have that answer.
Stephanie said, in my past, my continuation of pay period, old postmaster had me going out to lunch for OWCP appointments. New postmaster is adding OWCP time back at the end of the day. I was told not to file any more CA7. Which one is correct practice?
That sounds really weird. Let me see. And it's gone. Yeah, that sounds right. That sounds right.
Which one?
No, that's the whole thing. Is adding OWCP time back at the end of the day and saying don't follow CA7. Which one is correct? Oh, it's two of them. I'm going to get back to you on that one. Don't let me forget that one. That's a weird situation. I've never even heard anybody ask that.
Kathy said, how will I get my MMI from 2015?
Go to your doctor and ask, hey, doc, am I at MMI? That's pretty much it. Then you got to get a 6th edition impairment rating if the answer is yes. And you attach that to your CA7 and check for schedule award.
Oh, Marvin, having a hard time getting any answers from Injury Center's office in Norwood. Can you help? Go ahead and just message me after, or if you want to call me tomorrow, go ahead and call me.
And you'll get an answer right then.
If I don't answer the phone, you'll get a little text message from me to, you can text me right away. But
yeah, and sorry about that.
I will help you with that.
If you call this 877 number, she's the one that's going to get the call.
Jackie Bush, Jeannie, you're so beautiful and I love your hairdo. Oh, my little space buns.
Oh, you?
Yeah, not you. Chris did my space buns.
No, I didn't.
Steven Martino said, still awaiting my physical therapist to get approved. We've paid him $2,000 so far.
So, Steve, ask your PT if they know how to do pre-authorization. That should get approved in like less than 72 hours.
Jerry Harrington, what is MMI?
Stands for Maximum Medical Improvement. It's a medical decision by your medical doctor that says you're as good as you're going to get for this injury. And then they do an impairment rating and they attach that to a CA7 and turn it in for a schedule award.
Johnny, Utah, any of your facilities opening in Michigan anytime soon?
Working on it, but not quite.
Joe is on here. Get on Joe about Michigan.
Michigan.
Something in Michigan.
And we are working hard to get this guy in South Bend to get rolling. So that's right on the Michigan border. We're getting closer.
Yeah, everybody that wants a location, just comment Joe and then the location.
Oh, that's great.
Blow up the feed here. We'll stay on extra for that. Janice said, one more. When outside of COP window, does the employee just go to the doctor on their own with the CA17?
That's correct.
My thing is bouncing.
Well, that was easy.
Bon Keisha said, I would get your own documentation from HR and EL statements showing the differences in your pay. Okay, that was to you guys.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
And that one said bunch of hearts.
Joe, Spokane, Washington. There you go, guys. Start blowing Joe up. Comment below in the comments.
Joe and City and State.
City and State.
Joe, Connecticut.
Oh, there we go. I can't wait. I'm going to stay on like a couple extra minutes while we wrap up so Joe can see all this. And I'll send pictures of it to him. So just say Joe and then the City and State. Okay.
So what else is going on?
Steven said, thanks. He has spoken to DOL 3 times, but still pending, so he cannot submit bills yet.
Okay. Jeez.
Kathy said, I have already had an MMI, but how can I get another copy? It was in 2015.
You should be able to get another copy from your doctor. They're supposed to keep records for 7 years, so you probably should get on it pretty quick, though.
Joe. Lillian said, I've learned a lot tonight. Thank you. Well, thank you, Lillian.
Yeah,
Please tell
I'm
your
glad.
friends, and don't forget to click the share button, guys. I don't see too many shares yet. Joe, Las Vegas.
Tanya said
Joe,
Las Vegas.
Farmington.
What's up, Tanya? Las Vegas, exactly.
Chris, fed up t-shirts, or should I do them?
Oh, we should talk about that.
Yeah, let's talk. Joe, all states, please. Joe, you're going to be in bad shape,
All
Joe.
states, please. That was a good one.
How do I go from pain management doctor? They take months to get my meds approved. I don't think they know how to file a letter of medical necessity. Since October, my prescription, I just got my meds this past Sunday. Ouch.
You can request a change of treating doctor from your claims examiner, and they don't have to approve it, but that's how you do it.
Yeah. So guys, thank you for this second week of round 2 OWCP questions.
Great
Q&As.
questions tonight. That was really good.
You ask, we answer. You see a bunch of our doctors were on. Again, you guys are calling and you want to know how to find a doctor. Oh, one big thing. When you guys are calling or messaging, you're asking me for an orthopedic surgeon. We don't have orthopedic surgeons like that we know to say we're gonna go to this doctor.
Yeah.
You must go to one of the Federal Injury Center's clinics or call them and see if there is an orthopedic surgeon or whatever specialist that they use.
The reason that is we don't make medical referrals because we're not doctors. The doctors make medical referrals because they are.
Yeah, so maybe, what if you think it's because this is what happens and we hear this all the time, but the ER said and the walk-in clinic said I have to see an orthopedic surgeon. No, you have to go see a federal doctor first, whether it's Federal Injury Centers or another doctor's office.
Yep.
You have to see that doctor first to get your narrative going and then to refer you out, and so you could start getting your treatment. And then most of the time that we know, the specialists don't want to see you because you don't have an approved claim. So our doctors will work on getting the approved claim in the meantime.
That's all correct.
Yeah, and we have 4 in the Clearwater area.
Now, if you have to go to a doctor that's not trained federally because it's an emergency,
Right.
Don't wait till tomorrow to sew your leg back on, okay? So take care of yourself. We're not telling you to make bad medical decisions for yourself. Just know that to get a claim approved, you're going to need a trained doctor that knows how to do OWCP.
Does DOL make hardship loans?
No.
Sorry. Let's see. Renee Marie said, how should you handle getting testing when you go to a Federal Injury Center state? I've had some can't refer out to their state.
I'm not sure what you mean by that when you say testing. That means a few things to me.
Oh, you're talking about the specialist. Oh, I see. Yeah. Well, because the doctor has to refer to a doctor where they hold their license. If that's what you're talking about, Renee, because...
And if it's not what you're talking about, just give me a little more clarification.
Yeah, so how should you go about handling... Yeah, when you're getting certain tests done. Yeah, I don't know. You'd have... Right? I'm right? The doctor has to stay in their state. They can't refer out of state. Because a doctor's license is in that state. Like, it's Florida, you have to refer to a doctor in Florida.
I don't think that's... I don't know.
No, I know that.
Then whatever she said.
But just call.
And if we totally foobarred that, the answer to that question, just ask it again, though.
Omar, are there any injury centers in Texas? I hope to move there soon. There is 4 in Texas right now. Just go to our... federalinjurycenters.com page, click locations, and then maps. The reason I'm telling you guys to click locations and then click maps is when you click locations...
It's a map of locations.
No, I'm talking about this. When you click locations, you just see about like 10 or 11 states. That's because Chris is doing a bio on all the doctors.
And that takes time.
So that's why there's only those states listed there. So that's why I'm saying click locations and then click map. The map of locations, and then you'll see the full list and the United States map. Okay?
And then it's alphabetized by state and then by city.
Yes, Jackie, yes. There is in Dallas, but go to the website and click the locations. Correct.
Right.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for being on here with us tonight.
Yeah, it was fun.
Tomorrow. We will be in Ocala between 5 and 8 or 9.
Ocala, Florida, for those of you that don't know Ocala.
Yeah, Ocala, Florida. To do our grand opening for our Federal Injury Centers of Ocala, Florida. We're super excited.
What time is that going to be?
It starts at 6 and it ends at 8 or 9, something like that, or 6:30 to 9. I posted the invite. I'll post it again after this. We hope to see all of our Ocala friends there. I've sent the invites to many union presidents and get it so they could get it out there. So we look forward to meeting new faces in the Ocala area and
can't wait to get there. I'm chomping at the bit.
So tomorrow night is the grand opening meet and greet. If we get enough people, that are there at the same time. Chris normally stops and talks for between 15 to 30 minutes. We kind of just go over some important rules and answer any of your questions live while we're there. There's going to be some food trucks, drink trucks, the radio station.
Oh, it's going to be a party.
The mayor's going to be there, so we could do ribbon cutting. So it's going to be a really big event. Come by
Who
and
else is
see
gonna
all
be
the
there?
food trucks. Me and you.
We're going to be there.
We're going to be there.
And it's going to be a party.
So you'll recognize us. We'll have our Federal Injury Centers t-shirts on. And yeah, so we're excited for Dr. Bear and his office in Ocala.
Yep.
So we look forward to seeing you guys. And again, I did a post earlier today, or last night, to tell me what cities and locations. So moving forward, you can go back there and say Joe. Just stick Joe's name in there.
And I know we ask a lot because Joe asks us a lot. And so when he asks us, we ask you.
Yeah, that's why those posts go up there. So
Yeah.
we forget, and the news feed people are posting, but
Anytime you ever have to
working.
answer that, you can just go Joe in your city and state. Because
Yeah.
you'll know it's because
Blame
of Joe.
Joe, not me.
It's
Blame
always
Joe.
because of Joe. Always.
So thank you again, everybody. Congratulations. Yeah, we're super excited.
Thanks. Appreciate it, Jackie.
I hope Nick as well train us up here in Miami.
Okay.
Oh, Janice. Yeah, we before COVID, that was the last one we came when we did his training with all the...
But say when.
Yeah.
Say when.
And then the next open house will be in Phoenix City and then Atlanta. That'll be Dr. Cooper's offices one day, and he's going grand. And then we got Dr. Lee, March 30th, and he's getting food trucks, drink trucks. He's trying to get the Stanley Cup there. That will be manned by somebody probably. We're going to try to get the radio station as well, the TV station, and do a ribbon cutting as well there. So this is what we do when we have all of our grand openings. These doctors have really taken it to the next level.
Yeah.
So come by, say hi to Chris and I, get some pictures, and come see our new location in Ocala, Florida. With that said, everybody, we will see you guys tomorrow night
See you later.
at the grand opening.
All right. Bye.
Bye.